Today, got the rusty S10 and the old roadside free boat. We're gonna see if it runs today. Pretty good looking little boat. It's got a Johnson 90 horse V4 seahorse. Yeah, that's what it's called, a seahorse. And it looks pretty good, so I'm pretty confident it'll run. But as you guys see, I got this marked out because I got to cut the transom out because it was rotted. And I've been doing a ton of work. So before I get any farther into it, even though I'm way too far into it, I just want to see if it runs. But for you guys that don't know, this is a 1979 Steury, and got it off the side of the road for free, with a lawnmower and some golf clubs and a sweeper. And got the registration and everything with it, so my plan is to fix it and put it in the water. And this will be my first official boat. So, pretty excited. And so yeah, there we go. Alright, got the water muffs on, got the hose going, got the gas can with, I just mixed it 50-1, got it primed up. Now I'm gonna set you guys up. I'm gonna go turn the key and see if she even spins over. Guess I'll get this sock out of there first. Alright. Oh, it runs good. Once I figured out that if you pull the throttle out, then it'll run the throttle without putting it in gear, because it won't start in gear. But the telltale is plugged. I gotta see, because as soon as I pull this hose off, it shoots water out. So gotta get a little wire and see if I can find out where it's plugged. Alright, I'm gonna say that runs good. Probably could use some plugs and stuff, but and use a good running too. Get it good and cleaned out, but I'd say that's a success. Makes me happy. Now I can put some more money into this thing. Alright, so if you guys watch the S10 videos, you know this was a complete boat at one time. So now I'm going to show you how it got to this point. Alright, so first thing I did, I took the cover off. I took the cover out of the inside, stretched it out. This cover's all ripped up, but it could be used as a template for a new one, so I'll save that. Next step's going to be take all this crap out of here, and then take the crap out of the motor, or out of the engine compartment, or whatever you want to call that. And then probably pull the seats out, and then vacuum. I'll vacuum the floor out and everything, and we'll inspect it, make sure there's no bad spots, and maybe take off this blue skirting here. We gotta find where the battery goes. I'm pretty sure it's under here. And a fuel tank, which is probably a portable one. I don't see it, so we'll I'll get started doing that. One little problem here. Can't really tell. The floor is frozen. It's got ice in it. It's March in Connecticut, and things are thawing out, but not quite yet. So might be a problem. Ridiculous. Oh, it's a little better than I thought it was. Let's see. Oh, I see a battery terminal. Drain hole. What the hell is that? Oh, just flotation. On that side. Okay. There's the other terminal too. Perfect. Oh, they look nice too. Man. Sweet. Okay. Got the whole back all vacuumed up. Unfortunately, as the floor is thawing, it's getting worse and worse and worse. So looks like looks like we're doing a floor, which is not going to be fun, especially because I've never done it before. So it's like something right here. It makes it. It's like hard as a rock, but I'm going to try to save this carpet, even though it's probably kind of pointless too, but I can just pressure wash it. It might come back. So I guess now I'm going to take the seats out. I know, I saw... Oh, yeah, see, these are pretty bad. Nice hinges, though. I saw two props. which is nice. The stainless one. Ugh. It's crap in the way. There we go. Oh, yeah, that's definitely a stainless steel prop. Holy shit. That thing's heavy. At least I think. Maybe not. Yeah. Yeah, way heavier. Sweet. Stainless prop. Ooh. Oh no, it's supposed to be like that. $13 by 19, maybe. Piss jug, or a, oh no, 2-stroke mix bottle, I guess. 50-1. Circled on it. Is that ice? Yep. Big chunk of ice. One of these things, I forgot what they're called. Let's see what's on this side. Nothing. Oh, nothing. These aren't even bolted in. Well, I guess I'll just take all those out. Okay. Well, the seats are out. I just picked them up and threw them out. They were all rotten, so you can see the ice. Big chunk of ice there. So, next thing to do here is pull this up and see what this all looks like. Well, probably the first thing I should do is try to start this thing, but I'm not near a hose. And let me pull the carpet up first. Okay, just rolled it back. Time for the moment of truth here. Let's see what it looks like underneath this. Oh boy, I see a lot of water. It shouldn't be there. Oh boy, a lot of water. Wow. Where the hell is this all? The plug's out. A freaking big hunk of ice in it. Oh, those stringers are good. Oh, look at that big gap in the glass. You don't want that inside your boat, under the floor. Shit. What do they say about boats? Bust out another 1,000? Well, the only thing that will stop this project is if the stringers are bad, so I guess the best thing to do is cut this floor with a circular saw and take the whole sheet out and look at it and figure out why the hell that isn't draining. Okay, see, I cut a line all the way around. I just used the circular saw and just set the blade about, not even 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch, and just ran it around, so it took a second. Just gotta, oh, I missed a spot right there, so do that and then we're gonna rip it up. Probably shouldn't grab that with my hand. I don't know if that's foam or plywood, but that's foam. Saturated foam. This is just getting worse and worse and worse. Ugh. What a mess. And I fell through when I walked over here. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is rip up all this plywood and cross our fingers that the stringers are good. I mean, it's not a big deal if they're bad, but just a lot more work. I'm gonna say with the way the rest of this looks, they're probably bad, but let's see. They're big chunks of ice. Oh man. Is that completely? I mean, barely. Huh? There we go, finally. Unblock the drain. I pulled out all that styrofoam on this side. And the stringer seems good and solid. Looks like they did some good fiberglass on the inside. So, yeah, I'm going to keep plugging away here. At least I'm going to get the water out right now. There's a lot in there. Alright, now I'm starting on the second side. Taking the foam out, as you can see. Let's get a better spot. Look at that. You can see water down in there, but so it's all got to come out, which is good anyways, because that stuff is heavy. And the saturated styrofoam is, if I didn't pull this up, we'd put it in the water, it'd probably just about sink. I mean, it's, I don't know what's, let's see here. There's the numbers on it. 95 horse, 810 and 1230. I'm assuming that the 1230 is a gross weight, but I mean, you gotta be pushing real close to 1,000 pounds with everything in it when it's good. So I bet you this stuff, well, would like to weigh it somehow, that'd be cool. But all right, let's start ripping this side up. All right, it took a lot of picking with the shovel and the little crowbar there. I got most of the foam out. I still got to do this rear section, but I wanted to show you what I discovered. Unfortunately, very bad stringer. Really bad fiberglass work. I take back what I said earlier. Like just giant gaps where water can just get right in and soak the wood. So these stringers are no good. Good news is, can't get any farther down than this. To go any farther than this will be through the boat. So I guess now I can start building from the base up. New stringers, new floor. I guess it's a new boat. Okay. Look at, I ripped open the stringer full of dead ants. Carpenter ants. Well, now we're down completely to the hole. Absolutely. So I knew this was rotted though, so I'm gonna continue to cut this back and pull this stringer out, what's left to it, and start to, I don't know, go crazy. Keep cutting. Hopefully it's not all the way back to the stern, which it probably is. So keep cutting. Okay, I cut the wood back to the stringers, to the end of the stringers, which is right at that cross piece. And you can see carpenter ants, or something's been munching at the styrofoam up there. You can see the other side. Doesn't look too wet up here, but definitely on the bottom it is. I don't want to cut back this piece too much because I figure that piece of fiberglass is holding the bow of the boat kind of together, tying it together. So I'm going to leave that alone and then start from there, putting the plywood in. There's this part, it's open and it goes down and it drains into the valley here. I think I'm going to completely cap that off so that way no water can come down in because it's a sealed, sealed bow. And just because there's like a trough they made for the water to go around. So I'm going to just funnel it into that and let the water go around instead of going under the floor, which doesn't make any sense. I think I'm just going to fill this in with foam and seal it up. But, alright, I'm going to keep going here. Alright, it's the end of day 2. This is what I got done today. Got all the foam out completely. Cut out this one bad stringer that was here. As you can see, the horrible fiberglass work doesn't go into the transom. So, at least I won't have to replace that. And you could just tell. I mean, this engine doesn't even move. I've seen the transoms where they kind of bow out, or you shake the motor and the whole thing moves. This one's solid as a rock, so it's the only thing that's solid on it. So I guess I'm going to start cutting this one off. Cut this stringer out. You can see how they put them in. Real nice job, right? I've only broke some of that fiberglass out. It's just air in between that. There's really nothing. There was nothing holding this thing together at all. And I cut off the other side, but I left this side so you could see how nice of a job they did with the fiberglass. And this is the biggest piece of wood that came off right here. In one piece, kind of. It's still shot. And then here's this was here. So this was right here. You can see they didn't put much time into making this. But I mean, I guess it lasted 41 years. I don't think this has ever been done before to this boat, so I guess that's not bad. I guess I could throw that right out. Look at, that's all that's came off of that. I'd say you got around 400 or 500 pounds I've taken off this boat between wet wood and fiberglass and wet styrofoam, saturated styrofoam. So every bag is styrofoam. There's 5 bags of styrofoam, and they're all at least 50 to 100 pounds a piece. So a lot of wet styrofoam, a lot of wet wood, but it's all part of it. Okay, well, I had enough for today, and tomorrow I'll come out and cut this other stringer out. Okay, got the S10 all loaded down with the guts of the boat. The seats, I took most of the hardware off, but I couldn't get those off, the hinges off. The wet styrofoam and the flooring in the seats is all this is. And it completely filled the whole back of the truck. I'm guessing around 450 pounds. 450 pounds. I'm going to go across the scale at the dump and see how much it weighs. So, that'll be kind of cool. Yeah, here's the hardware. I'm saving this piece as a template because I need it for the front. So, it's not everything. Oh, and I have one of the stringers still, so I can use it as a template. So, it's not everything, but it's 90% of it. took my spare out, so hopefully we don't have any problems. Let's go. $3,160. Perfect, thank you. Oh yeah, I came out here this morning and I just kept hitting the button a bunch of times and it started working. Sweet. Oh man, I was worried about that. Did not want to try to mess with that system. I gotta say, this is for sure the worst part. Grinding the holes. You can see what it looks like. There you go, that's a good comparison. What I'm grinding down to. A lot of work, not a lot of fun, but I still didn't even start it yet. I'm waiting for my fuel line and fuel tank stuff to show up. So we're just going head first into this thing and hoping it works out. But I'm going to keep grinding and I'm going to keep vacuuming and hopefully I get somewhere soon here. There's a good one. A lot of grinding, but I think it's finally done. Okay, I got the old stringer. I got the piece off of the bottom, because these stringers are kind of like a T. Flat piece. This flat piece lays on the hull of the boat, and then they built the stringer on top of that, and it goes on an angle all the way up. Slowly, gradually goes up to the bow of the boat. So I got me some plywood, which is what I had. I'm doing this all out of basically stuff I had. 4 inches wide, 1/2 inch thick. It's basically what this stuff is. I'm sure this is, I don't know what this is, maybe marine plywood, but this is not. It is outdoor plywood or whatever, so should be good. I've had it a long time, years and years, and it's been inside, so it should be good. It's dry, and I'm going to soak these up with resin, or hopefully it'll soak up the resin. Oh, I know it will. And then I'm going to lay these in the hull of the boat. There's 2 of them. And then I'm going to have to find some kind of wood to build the top of the stringer out of. I have pine right now. I might just use that. I think I have Douglas fir 2x6s I can rip on the saw. Not really sure. But I'm going to get these cut out and laid in the hole and mix up some peanut butter or whatever they call it, thicken resin, and then go from there. I'll start smushing these down in the hole. Okay, so next day, I let the first half of the stringer set in, and right here it looks like it's like moldy wood or whatever, but it's just there's no resin right here and right here, because that's where I had these two stands clamped in there. So I have to mix up some more resin here and here, and I gotta sand this down. Sand this all down, and then I'll put some more resin on it, and then I'm gonna lay cloth over these, and then first I have to figure out how the top of the stringer is gonna go, and then I'm gonna do the cloth over these with chop strand, and then I'm gonna do the stringer and then chop strand over that, and basically it'll be exactly how it was made from the manufacturer, maybe a little better. I'll make sure I get all the holes sealed up so that way it doesn't, if water gets in again, it doesn't ruin that, doesn't ruin the floor again. But I figure if I get between 5 and 10 seasons out of this, I'd be really happy with it. You know, it's a lot of work, but it's a good learning experience for if I ever want to do it again, or to a bigger boat, or make my own boat. That'd be cool. But alright, I'm gonna let this dry. Of course, I let this, I started doing this. It's been 60 for about a week, and I was like, oh, it's good temperature, 60s, and I can always just put a space heater in here like I did. Well, I laid these down last night. It dropped down to 28 degrees at night. So I don't know why. I should have watched the weather or looked at the weather, but it's not warm enough for this. So during the day it's like 40, like right now I think it's only 30 something. So I have that heater's on. I have this all covered up with this styrofoam stuff I got for the camper, and it's been staying nice and warm in here, and it's all set up. None of it's sticky, so, or it's sticky, but it's not. That's what it's supposed to be. It's all hard though. And I took all the batteries and stuff off that I had on it, and it didn't move, so it's not creaking or anything when I walk on it. So I'd say that's a success. It's my first piece of fiberglassing anything. Well, I really didn't fiberglass anything. I just resin stuff. So now the next bit will be my first ever fiberglassing. Alright, so this is what I came up with. I got the 2 pine boards. I'm gonna mix up some resin. I got 2 strips of chop strand, and I'm gonna attach these 2 stringer boards to the top of the plywood. That's all I'm gonna do. And then I have to mix up some, they call peanut butter, and fill in some spots around the stringer, and then I'll do glass over the entire stringer. I got I'm gonna cut a few more of these cedar little pedestals that the stringers are gonna sit on, and then the pedestal will sit on the stringer, or on the plywood. I guess that's a stringer too, but whatever that is. And then I'll glass that all in, so then it's all one piece. And glass the whole length of the stringer, make sure the stringer is completely sealed, you know, make sure it soaks up a lot of resin too, and yeah, and then we'll see how that comes out. You can see the temperature of the reaction. 81. Well, the heater's on over there, but right here it's, I just turned the heater on, so you can see the plywood and where I just glassed. Pretty neat. Alright guys, there you have it. This is gonna wrap it up for part one of the little boat. I got everything to finish this boat, so part two is gonna be coming up pretty quick. And my goal this summer was to get this boat in the water. Like I said, it's my first boat, so get a boat in the water, which is gonna be hopefully this one, and hit the Connecticut River and go up to East Haddam to the Good Sweet Opera House area, where I always drive over that metal bridge you guys always see in the videos. So that's what we're shooting for, and hopefully it all works out. But head on over to notforhiresquarebody.com, get yourself some cool stickers. Go give us a follow on Instagram, Not For Hire Square Body, Facebook, Not For Hire Square Body. Don't forget, you guys can send me pictures of your projects and your trucks and stuff like that. I really enjoy it. A lot of people do, and it's been great. So do that. Until next time, thanks for watching.